8 clear signs you both like each other. Old Stoic Wisdom. Love is the only reality, and it is not a mere sentiment. It is the ultimate truth that lies at the heart of creation. Rabindranath Tagore. Attraction can often manifest in quiet, unspoken ways, subtle cues that may go unnoticed unless you're truly aware. When two people are drawn to one another, their feelings tend to surface through their actions and words, often more clearly than they realize. From lingering eye contact to moments of shared laughter, these behaviors suggest an emotional connection that runs deeper than just surface-level interactions. In this video, we'll explore 8 telltale signs that indicate mutual attraction. These signals are backed by psychological insights and social dynamics, offering clear guidance on how to decipher whether the feelings you share are truly reciprocated. Stick with us as we uncover how to recognize these signals and what they mean for the future of your relationship. 1. Consistent eye contact. In the world of human connection, there are few things as telling as consistent eye contact. This isn't just some casual glance or a polite look in someone's direction. No, it's much more profound than that. In fact, the Old Stoic Wisdom would tell you that eye contact is a window to the soul, a powerful indication of interest and attentiveness. You must understand this when two people are drawn to each other. They naturally seek each other's gaze. It's not forced. It's not practiced. It's instinctive. When your eyes meet, it's as if the universe pauses for a moment, and in that silence, you both speak without words. Don't make the mistake of thinking that just because you're not speaking, the connection is any less significant. Quite the opposite. In fact, when you hold eye contact longer than usual, or when you catch them stealing a glance when they think you're not paying attention, that's a signal of something deeper, something unspoken that words can't quite capture. You must recognize that maintaining eye contact is not only about the present moment, but about what it signifies. It's a sign that you're both truly paying attention, that you're not distracted, not looking around the room, but focused solely on each other. Think of it like this. Imagine you're engaged in a conversation, and despite everything happening around you, they remain locked into your eyes. They aren't just listening to the words you say, they're attuned to every nuance of your expression, your tone, your emotion. The old Stoics would tell us that true presence is a mark of wisdom, a sharp, iron mind that doesn't get lost in distractions. When you experience this level of attention, you're not simply having a chat, you're sharing a deeper understanding. And if their gaze lingers longer during the silent moments between your words, that is the unmistakable sign of mutual interest. Their mind is with you, not just their body. It's easy to overlook these subtle cues, especially in a group setting, but that's where the real magic lies. When you're surrounded by others, it becomes more difficult to maintain a singular focus. Yet if their eyes remain on you, unwavering and constant, even while others are speaking or moving around, you can be sure that the connection is something special. This is where the old Stoic wisdom truly shines through. The ability to maintain focus amidst the distractions of life. In a room full of people, when they continue to direct their attention toward you, you're not just part of the crowd, you're the center of their world, at least in that moment. This is a quiet, powerful signal that they see you, they hear you, and most importantly, they value you. You must never underestimate the strength of this silent bond. It's an act of presence, of focus, of iron-mind discipline. This isn't some fleeting flirtation. It's a clear indication that there is something real here, something worth paying attention to. It's easy to get caught up in the noise of modern life, but old Stoic wisdom reminds us that true connection doesn't require grand gestures or extravagant words. Sometimes, all it takes is a lingering glance. When that gaze doesn't break, when they continue to look into your eyes as though there's nowhere else they'd rather be, that is the moment to recognize the depth of what's unfolding. So, the next time you catch their eye, don't brush it off. Don't let it slip by unnoticed. Recognize it as the meaningful, powerful sign it is. A gaze held longer than expected isn't just a look. It's an unspoken message that the connection you're both feeling is real. deep and worth exploring. That is the silent power of eye contact, a clear, unmistakable sign that you're both engaged in something much more profound than just passing conversation. And in that moment, remember the wisdom of the Stoics' focus, presence, and clarity. They are the pillars of an iron mind, a mind that sees what others miss, and a mind that values the quiet strength of meaningful connection. 2. Mirroring each other's behavior. Mirroring each other's behavior is one of the most profound signs of mutual attraction, and it's deeply rooted in the principles of human psychology. It's an instinctive, subconscious act. One person mirrors another's actions without even realizing it. The Stoic rules tell us to be deliberate in our actions, but when it comes to connecting with someone, mirroring is a natural sign of alignment and rapport. You must understand this. When two people are genuinely drawn to each other, their bodies and minds sync up effortlessly. The connection isn't just mental, it seeps into the physical realm. You'll notice that as you move, gesture, or change your posture, the other person will often do the same, almost as if they're on autopilot. This is not a coincidence. It's the body's way of showing that both people are comfortable, relaxed, and interested in one another. The most interesting thing about mirroring is that it usually happens without either party knowing. This unconscious imitation is how the human mind builds rapport. It's the way you align with someone, not just on a verbal level, but on a deeper, more intrinsic level. Be aware of this when you're sitting across from someone, having a conversation, and you lean forward, only to find them doing the same shortly after. That's no accident. They're subconsciously reflecting your behavior, which is a clear sign that they're drawn to you. The Stoic principles of understanding human nature emphasize the importance of observation, and this mirroring behavior is something you must notice. It's the mind and body working together to signal mutual interest. This behavior isn't limited to just posture. It also shows up in gestures and tone of voice. For instance, if you make a hand gesture while talking, and they repeat it in their own way, it's a strong sign that you've both tapped into the same rhythm, the same emotional wavelength. This mirroring may be subtle, but make no mistake, it speaks volumes. It's the body's way of expressing what the mind may not have put into words yet. That's why it's such a powerful sign. In the realm of practical stoicism, we are encouraged to control our actions with purpose. Yet, when it comes to human connections, sometimes the most powerful things happen when we don't force it. Mirroring happens naturally, and its presence confirms the bond between two people. And it's not just physical mirroring, you'll notice it in the flow of conversation as well. If you find yourself mimicking their tone, pace, or even sentence structure, then you are both subconsciously aligning your communication style. It's the way our brains instinctively create harmony and understanding. You must be aware of these signals. In the Stoic tradition, control is essential, but the ability to recognize and acknowledge these small, natural cues is just as important. The beauty of mirroring is that it is one of the most authentic signs of mutual attraction. Unlike words, which can be carefully crafted or manipulated, mirroring cannot be faked. It's the body's silent language, speaking louder than any verbal exchange ever could. So, when you catch yourself mirroring someone's behavior, or, more importantly, when you notice them mirroring yours, take a moment to recognize it. It's a clear, powerful indication that they feel the same attraction. It's a moment of synchronization, of connection, of shared understanding. The Stoic rules tell us to be mindful, to observe, and this is exactly what you must do. Pay attention to these subtle yet profound signs. They'll tell you more than words ever could. This synchronization is a true reflection of mutual interest, and when you recognize it, you'll understand just how deep the connection runs. If you found this insight valuable, comment below and share it with someone who could benefit from this wisdom. Don't forget to subscribe for more powerful lessons on building meaningful connections. Comment to remember, I am aligned and in sync with my connections. 3. Frequent and effortful communication. Frequent and effortful communication is a crucial sign that both of you are genuinely interested in each other. This effort is not mere coincidence, it's intentional. It's a sign of mutual desire to stay connected, and it demands consistent, persistent action. When two people like each other, they find ways to reach out, whether through texts, calls, or face-to-face conversations. It's not about occasional half-hearted check-ins. It's about the effort to stay engaged, to nurture and build that bond. As Epictetus once said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Similarly, in relationships, true wealth is not found in shallow interactions, but in the deep and consistent effort both individuals make to stay present in each other's lives. Communication should never be one-sided. It should be a two-way street, where both parties initiate and maintain contact with genuine interest. If you're constantly reaching out, but they only reply out of obligation, that's a warning sign. On the other hand, if both of you are constantly seeking reasons to connect, it's a clear indicator that you're both equally invested. This is not about making excuses or waiting for the other person to make the first move. It's about making it a priority to stay in each other's lives. If your conversations go beyond the surface, if they check in on you without needing a reason, if they make an effort to stay connected, it's clear. This is the foundation of a deeper connection, a connection built on mutual effort. As the ancient Stoics would affirm in their Paths of Wisdom, don't settle for passive interactions. You must create meaningful moments through consistent effort. Let the communications be deliberate and frequent. That is the key. It's a mark of mutual respect and attraction that leads to something deeper, stronger, and more lasting. Or, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one, as Marcus Aurelius advises. In your pursuit of understanding each other, let communication become the tool that reveals not only your own feelings, but theirs as well. If you desire victory in your relationship, you must commit to this daily practice. That's the only way to move forward on the paths of wisdom. So, let's get this straight. Communication is not optional, it's vital, and it should be effortless for both of you. 4. Finding reasons to spend time together. When it comes to finding reasons to spend time together, don't miss the obvious yet powerful signals that someone truly enjoys your company. People who like each other don't wait for a formal invitation or a grand event to show up. They actively seek ways to create opportunities for connection, even in the smallest of settings. That's what makes attraction so magnetic. It pushes individuals to gravitate towards each other. Think about it. They invite you to casual hangouts, show up at events they know you'll be at, or find reasons to be in the same space even when it's not strictly necessary. This behavior is rooted in a desire to be near you, and it's far from incidental. In fact, it's one of the clearest signs that mutual attraction is in play. The beauty of this sign lies in its simplicity. When someone genuinely likes you, they'll find ways to include you in their world. They'll suggest activities or make plans that involve you, and these plans often align with your interests. It's a subtle but profound gesture. Think about it. If they're constantly trying to involve you in things that you enjoy or suggesting things you'd find interesting, it's a clear sign that they value your presence and want to share these experiences with you. But it's not just a one-way street. You, too, should notice whether you're making the same effort for them. If both of you are seeking opportunities to spend time together, you're both signaling to each other that this connection is more than just surface level. You're building a deeper bond, one that goes beyond mere chance or convenience. The beauty of attraction is that it's mutual, and these shared efforts are what turn simple moments into lasting memories. This isn't just about filling the empty hours or checking boxes on a social calendar. It's about cultivating moments that allow both of you to grow closer, to experience life together, and to see each other in ways that aren't possible when you're apart. It's about the quiet understanding that the time spent together is valuable because it deepens your connection. And that's where the Old Stoic Wisdom comes in. True attraction is not born from obligation or fleeting desire, but from a deeper understanding and appreciation for one another. The Stoics believed that we should be deliberate in how we spend our time, and this concept applies perfectly to relationships. Spending time together should be intentional, meaningful, and rooted in mutual respect, not just an effort to fill the void of loneliness. If you're both consistently making the effort to share moments together, it shows a level of commitment and emotional investment. You're not just spending time together out of convenience or circumstance. You're actively choosing each other's company because you want to, because you enjoy being with each other, and because, on some level, you know that this time builds something deeper. This dynamic is where the iron mind of mutual attraction is born. Neither party is just drifting along passively. Both are actively engaged in the process of creating something special. The willingness to make time for each other, to put in the effort and share experiences, is the foundation of something real, not something fleeting. That's the power of shared effort in building connection. This isn't about filling your calendar with plans just to have someone around. It's about making intentional choices to spend time together and recognizing the potential that exists in those moments. Relationships, grounded in mutual effort, thrive and grow stronger as you create more shared experiences. So, take a step back and reflect on your actions. Are you both finding reasons to be together because you genuinely enjoy each other's presence? If so, it's a sure sign that the connection you share is something meaningful. Remember, the wisdom of the Stoics' true relationships are built not just on feelings of attraction, but on the steady, deliberate effort to spend time together and to value each other's company. The iron mind sees the value in these moments and understands that they're not just fleeting instances, they're the building blocks of something lasting and meaningful. If you found this insight valuable, comment below and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more timeless wisdom. To engage with us, drop a comment saying, "I create meaningful connections." This simple affirmation reinforces the intentional effort we should put into building deeper, genuine relationships. Let's keep the conversation going. 5. Physical closeness and subtle touches. Don't underestimate the power of physical closeness when it comes to recognizing mutual attraction. One of the strongest signals that two people like each other is how naturally they gravitate towards one another. This isn't about being overly obvious or making bold moves. It's about those subtle, almost instinctive actions that speak volumes. You see, when two people like each other, they close the distance between them during conversations. You must pay attention to how they maneuver their body, or even their physical space, when around you. There's a magnetic force in play, a kind of pull that's often unspoken but deeply felt. These moments are part of the language of connection, whether it's leaning in slightly when they talk to you, brushing up against your arm in passing, or sitting just a little bit closer than usual. These gestures are rooted in the desire to feel closer. In fact, these simple movements are some of the most powerful indicators of attraction. The Stoic principles remind us that human behavior, though influenced by emotions, can often be understood through reason and awareness. Physical proximity is no exception. The Stoic rules encourage us to be mindful of how we relate to others, recognizing that attraction isn't just about the superficial, it's a reflection of our deeper, more authentic desires to connect. These moments of physical closeness, however subtle, should be viewed through the lens of practical stoicism. It's not about forcing closeness, but rather about noticing when it's happening naturally. If someone is leaning in during a conversation, their body language speaks louder than words. They might be telling you something profound without saying a thing. And when you find yourself doing the same, it's a clear indicator that the feelings are likely mutual. Don't ignore it. These subtle touches often happen without any thought or intention. When someone brushes against your arm or makes any other light touch, it's an unconscious gesture. It's not a grand romantic move, but it speaks to a desire to connect. Think about it. Your body is not just a vessel, it's also a communicator. Physical gestures like these often serve as a non-verbal way of saying, "I want to be closer." They signal a level of comfort, trust, and connection that goes beyond words. For example, consider how you behave when you're around someone you like. Do you lean in, when they speak. Are you finding subtle excuses to be close to them? These actions aren't random. They're a natural response to attraction. You can often tell if someone is interested by how they position themselves physically. And if you're reciprocating, it's a sure sign that you're equally drawn to them. This is the beauty of mutual attraction. It's reflected in small, often overlooked actions that carry great meaning. The Stoic approach to relationships values genuine, deliberate actions over impulsive, emotional reactions. When you act on your desires to connect, do so with purpose. The Stoic teachings on practical Stoicism emphasize the importance of being aware of your physical presence and the signals you send to others. Don't allow your body to speak without purpose. Be deliberate. These small gestures, whether a brush of the arm or a subtle lean forward, are powerful forms of communication. They can show deep interest and affection without the need for dramatic displays. Remember, the Stoic principles don't dismiss the role of physical connection. Instead, they encourage us to understand it, appreciate it, and use it as a tool for deeper relationships. Mutual attraction isn't just about feeling drawn to someone. It's about recognizing and respecting that attraction in subtle, everyday ways. When you're both making the effort to get closer physically, it's not just about the closeness of the body, it's about the closeness of the hearts and minds as well. In conclusion, pay attention to the space between you and the person you're interested in. If you both find yourselves naturally gravitating toward each other, it's a powerful sign of mutual attraction. These subtle touches and physical closeness aren't just accidental. They are signs that the feelings you share are real and genuine. So, be mindful of how you act and respond, because in the world of practical Stoicism, every gesture matters. You must remain aware of the signals you send and receive. And remember, when you both act on those natural impulses to get closer, you're not just moving physically, you're moving emotionally and mentally as well. 6. Genuine interest in your life. When someone likes you, their interest in your life will extend far beyond the surface-level chatter that often fills everyday conversation. It's not just about asking, "How was your day?" or "What's new?" It's about the deep, meaningful questions that reveal their true curiosity about who you are, what drives you, and where you see yourself in the future. This kind of genuine curiosity is far from accidental. It's a sign that they are paying attention, that they value you, and that they want to understand what makes you unique. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely stated, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This approach applies to relationships too. The reaction, the attention to detail, is what matters. When someone shows a real interest in the little things that make up your life, like your favorite hobbies, your long-term dreams, or even the small, seemingly insignificant stories you shared weeks ago, they are demonstrating more than just politeness. They are engaging in an intentional act of connection. They want to know you on a deeper level, and they're willing to invest time and energy into understanding your world. If someone remembers details you might have mentioned in passing, such as a favorite movie, an event that had you anxious, or a project you've been working on, they are not simply being courteous, they are actively listening. And when they follow up on these topics later, when they ask how that movie turned out or how the event went, that's a clear sign they are truly invested in your life. This type of attention is often reciprocated because it naturally creates an environment of trust and mutual respect. When you start to notice that you are returning the same level of care and interest, it's a powerful indicator that the feelings are mutual. This exchange of genuine curiosity and empathy turns a casual connection into something far more meaningful. This is the path of wisdom, the recognition that strong, lasting bonds are not formed from superficial interactions, but from a deep, authentic engagement with one another. As Epictetus taught, the wise person values relationships and lives with intention, seeking truth and growth not just for themselves, but with others. And it is in these shared experiences that the greatest connections are made. This is more than just advice. It's a call to action. In the rush of modern life, where distractions and shallow interactions are all too common, you must not overlook the importance of genuine connection. When someone expresses a true interest in your life, in your dreams, your struggles, your passions, take it seriously. It's not every day that someone invests that much attention in you, and you must recognize the value in that. Likewise, you must be willing to mirror that interest. Don't be afraid to ask the deeper questions. Don't shy away from showing that you care. The bond you create through this mutual curiosity is what transforms a fleeting connection into something solid and lasting. You are shaping your future relationships with every small act of attention and every word of genuine inquiry. This is not about playing games or keeping score. It's about being real, being present, and understanding that life is too short to waste on surface-level exchanges. Let's make this clear. You must be intentional with your actions. Don't settle for mediocrity in your relationships. Don't settle for conversations that only scratch the surface. You have the power to cultivate real, meaningful connections. When someone shows interest in you, it's not by chance, it's by choice. They have made the decision to invest in you, and you must recognize the opportunity in that. Don't waste it. Follow their lead. Engage in the same level of genuine curiosity and care. It's through this kind of deep, authentic connection that you will find fulfillment and create the kind of relationships that enrich your life. Remember, the path of wisdom is not about passive existence. It's about taking charge, making deliberate choices, and building something worthwhile. If you want to create something truly powerful in your relationships, you must show up with that same level of attention and authenticity. That is how you master your relationships. That is how you build a life worth living. This is the Stoic approach to relationships, focused, intentional, and deeply invested in the people who matter. Take these lessons seriously, because you have the power to create the connections that will sustain you, strengthen you, and help you grow. Don't let these moments of genuine interest slip by unnoticed. You must embrace them, nurture them, and use them to propel yourself toward meaningful, lasting relationships. And, as Epictetus would say, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. The same applies to your relationships. True wealth lies in the deep connections you build, not in the superficial interactions that don't add value to your life. If you found this video valuable, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember, I attract genuine connections. 7. Playful teasing or flirting. When you begin to engage in playful teasing, it's one of the clearest signs that mutual attraction is not just a passing feeling, but a connection that's both meaningful and fun. Flirting is often the first hint of interest, but when it is mixed with light-hearted teasing, something much deeper unfolds. Playful teasing isn't just about having fun, it's a form of emotional intimacy that speaks volumes. It reveals that both of you are feeling comfortable enough to let down your defenses and be yourselves without the fear of judgment. This kind of interaction doesn't feel forced or awkward. Instead, it's a natural flow, an easy banter that creates a space where both people feel safe and valued. In fact, this dynamic is exactly what the Old Stoic Wisdom speaks to: emotional self-control coupled with inner strength. It's not about being overly serious or stoic to the point of detachment, but it's about maintaining a steady, grounded approach while embracing vulnerability and joy. You need to understand that playful teasing is not about being critical or mean-spirited. It's about celebrating your connection in a way that is light, uplifting, and reciprocal. It's the playful jab about something silly you said, the teasing nickname that has special meaning between the two of you, or an inside joke that only the two of you understand. And let me be clear, this isn't about crossing any lines or making the other person feel uncomfortable. It's about finding that perfect balance, where you both feel engaged and excited by the interaction. It's a sign that you both enjoy each other's company so much that you're comfortable enough to express your affection through fun and humour. Now, here's where you need to really pay attention. If you find yourself teasing them back with the same energy, smiling, laughing, and building upon the joke or playful comment, it's an even stronger signal that there is genuine chemistry between you. It's no longer just one-sided. It's a mutual exchange where both of you are fully invested in creating this dynamic. It becomes clear that you're not just enjoying each other's company. You're learning how to play with the tension of attraction, how to express that desire and interest in a way that feels exciting yet safe. This is not some random flirtation or momentary connection. It's the beginning of something with potential for depth. As much as you may feel the pull to keep things light and casual, remember that this playful exchange actually sets the stage for something more serious, something more emotionally profound. Old Stoic wisdom teaches us that we must control our emotions but not deny them. It's about responding to the world with equanimity, yet still allowing for the richness of human connection. Playful teasing is one of the ways you both navigate this, by maintaining an emotional balance while also embracing the fun of being attracted to one another. It's about having the iron mind to stay grounded in who you are, but also the courage to dive into the playful banter that marks the early stages of a meaningful relationship. Don't shy away from this. Don't avoid it because you're afraid of looking vulnerable or too eager. Be open to the lightness and joy it brings, because in doing so, you are building the foundation of something stronger, something that has the potential to grow. As you notice this playful dynamic, take a moment to appreciate what it represents. It's not just an innocent flirtation or a way to pass time. It's a marker of emotional investment, of trust, and of willingness to forge a deeper connection. You might notice that you're teasing each other about small things, or maybe sharing inside jokes that no one else gets. These moments, small as they may seem, are profound in their own right. They create a private space between you two, a world that's just yours. You must take this seriously, because these little exchanges are crucial in forming the kind of bond that can withstand the ups and downs of any relationship. The iron mind, guided by Old Stoic wisdom, knows that relationships are built not just on grand gestures, but on the small, consistent acts of connection, like playful teasing. So, if you're in this space where you're teasing each other, where the banter flows easily and naturally, then you're both heading down the path to something genuine. Don't ignore the significance of these moments, because they are laying the groundwork for deeper emotional intimacy. The fact that both of you can feel safe enough to tease each other means you're both investing emotionally. There's no reason to pull back or second guess. Embrace the playful side of your connection, because it is an essential part of building the foundation for something that has the potential to grow into something truly meaningful. In this way, the iron mind, tempered by Old Stoic wisdom, knows that this playful teasing is far more than just fun. It's a vital part of the emotional foundation you're both building. So, keep teasing, keep laughing, and keep enjoying the natural chemistry that is developing between you. Let it strengthen, let it evolve, and above all, don't let it slip away. 8. Subtle jealousy. Jealousy is often seen as a negative emotion, but when it appears subtly in a relationship, it can be a sign that attraction and emotional connection are at play. Now, don't get it twisted. Jealousy shouldn't become the driving force behind the relationship, nor should it morph into possessiveness or control. Instead, think of it as a small but telling reaction when someone you care about shows attention to someone else. It's not about insecurity or distrust. It's a reflection of how much the bond between you both really matters. In the context of practical stoicism, we recognize that while we can't control how we feel, we can control how we respond to these feelings. So, if jealousy arises, acknowledge it, but don't let it cloud your judgment or drive your actions. It's just an emotional signal, nothing more. In the early stages of a connection, subtle jealousy can reveal a lot. Perhaps they get quieter when you're talking to someone else, or they might ask lightheartedly, "Who's that with a slight furrow in their brow?" It's not about trying to control who you talk to or who you're friendly with. Rather, it's an instinctual reaction that signals they might want more from the relationship than just friendship. They might even be seeking reassurance, but that's not something you need to fear. Instead, treat these moments with care, as opportunities to connect on a deeper level and discuss your feelings openly. This type of jealousy is a reaction that, when addressed correctly, can be used to solidify the bond between you two. You must recognize that this feeling is natural and, in many ways, a sign that you're both emotionally invested in each other's presence. It shows that the relationship matters enough for both of you to feel a little bit protective of the space you're creating together. You must act with the same emotional intelligence that Stoic principles encourage, acknowledging your feelings without letting them control you, and using those emotions to create a deeper understanding between you. Similarly, you might notice that you, too, experience a mild sense of jealousy when they talk about someone else. That is a sign that the attraction is mutual. The key here is how both of you handle these moments. It's not about acting on jealousy with accusations or defensive behavior. Instead, it's about taking these feelings as an opportunity to bond and express your emotions honestly, as per Stoic rules that stress emotional control and openness. When both of you can talk about these feelings without judgment or blame, you create a space for growth and trust in the relationship. This honest communication allows both of you to navigate the discomfort of jealousy and turn it into something that strengthens the connection. The important thing to remember is that subtle jealousy, when it occurs in moderation, signals that both of you value the relationship and care about each other's emotions. In the context of Stoicism, this emotional awareness and understanding become an essential part of developing a strong, lasting bond. Stoic principles remind us to act with calmness and reflection, not to rush into decisions or reactions, but to reflect on the nature of our feelings and the impact of our actions. When you see jealousy appear, don't react impulsively. Instead, channel the principles of practical Stoicism, acknowledge the feeling, reflect on it, and use it as a stepping stone to create deeper trust and emotional understanding between you both. In relationships, it's important to accept that emotions like jealousy are natural. These moments aren't about doubt or distrust, but rather a sign of emotional investment. You must understand that these feelings aren't an obstacle, but a chance for growth if addressed with maturity and wisdom. Acknowledge them, and use that recognition as an opportunity to reinforce the emotional connection you're building. After all, it's not about how you feel in the moment, but how you respond and grow from it. By integrating Stoic principles, both of you will have the tools to understand and manage these feelings, allowing your connection to flourish. It's a powerful reminder that subtle jealousy, when dealt with appropriately, is not a threat. It's a signal that the connection between you two matters deeply. Thank you so much for watching this video on the 8 signs you both like each other. Attraction and connection can often feel like a puzzle, but recognizing these behaviors helps make things clearer. If you've noticed these signs in your own interactions, it might be time to take a closer look at your connection and decide what step to take next. Remember, relationships thrive on communication, mutual respect, and understanding, so don't be afraid to explore those feelings and express your intentions when the time feels right. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel and lets me know you want more content like this. Also, share this video with someone who might find it helpful or interesting. And if you're not already part of our community, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new upload. I post videos that dive deep into psychology, relationships, and self-growth, all designed to help you navigate life with confidence and clarity. Lastly, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you noticed any of these signs in your own experiences? Or are there other behaviors you think reveal mutual attraction? Let's continue the conversation below. Thank you again for spending your time here, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, take care and keep building better connections. 6 female weaknesses men can use to their advantage. Old Stoic Wisdom. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Plato. Understanding women is not as elusive as society often portrays. Far too many men struggle with the idea that women are impossible to understand, largely because they've been taught the wrong narrative. Women's desires, their actions, and even their contradictions are often misread because of the misleading stories we've been told. But the truth is much more straightforward to understand women. You must first understand their weaknesses, not to exploit them, but to achieve genuine control over your life and relationships. Today, we're going to explore 6 critical vulnerabilities every man must recognize and learn to navigate. These insights, drawn from both modern understanding and timeless Stoic wisdom, will empower you to become the man that women respect, desire, and most importantly, can't resist. If you find yourself constantly feeling like you're out of sync in your relationships, or if you're puzzled by the unpredictable nature of female behavior, this is for you. Many men wonder why women's actions don't always align with their words, but the key lies in understanding the psychological forces at play. Women will rarely admit to these weaknesses, but once you learn to spot them, you'll gain a newfound confidence and insight into how to approach them effectively. And no, this isn't about manipulating or playing games. It's about mastering the core truths that shape female behavior and applying them in a way that makes you a stronger, more decisive man. Let's explore these 6 hidden weaknesses and how you can use them to your advantage without compromising respect or integrity. By the end of this discussion, you'll understand not only how to avoid common pitfalls, but also how to cultivate the qualities that make you an irresistible presence in the lives of the women around you. Number 1. Emotional validation is her greatest weakness. Men. There's something you need to understand. Emotional validation is a woman's greatest weakness. It's not a critique, it's simply the truth. Women, at their core, are emotional beings. This is neither a flaw nor an insult. It's just the way they are. Their emotions govern their decisions, influence their connections, and shape their entire worldview. In relationships, whether it's casual, dating, or marriage, emotional validation is the key that unlocks her heart. Without it, you're just another guy in the background, easily overlooked, easily forgotten. But with it, you transform into a presence she can't shake, a man she can't stop thinking about. When a woman feels emotionally validated, her defenses crumble. She doesn't see you as just someone to talk to anymore. You become her rock, her anchor in a world that sometimes feels like it's spinning out of control. But here's where most men get it wrong. They think that because they're logical beings, the key to a woman's heart lies in fixing things. She comes home upset, venting about her day, and instead of hearing her out, you immediately jump into problem-solving mode. You think you're helping by offering solutions, but in reality, you're completely missing the point. She doesn't need a fixer, she needs a listener. Imagine this: she's upset because her boss didn't recognize her efforts. Most men will say, "Don't worry about it," or "just ignore it." What does that do? It dismisses her emotions. It tells her, "What you're feeling doesn't matter to me." Even though you think you're being helpful, you're actually creating distance. But when you take the time to say, "It sounds like you put in so much effort, and it's frustrating not to get the recognition you deserve," you've just given her the most powerful gift you can: emotional validation. You're not agreeing with everything she says, but you're recognizing her feelings as real. That small shift will make her feel closer to you. Emotional validation isn't just about the words you speak. It's about your actions and presence. Your tone, body language, and ability to listen without interrupting are all part of the package. If she's opening up about something that's bothering her, put down your phone, make eye contact, and nod in understanding. Those subtle gestures show her that you're fully present, and that alone means more than any advice you could ever offer. Let me make this crystal clear. Validation is not a weakness. It doesn't mean you're pandering to her emotions or sacrificing your own sense of self. What it does mean is that you're strong enough to handle her emotions with grace and without losing your composure. A man who can hold space for a woman's emotions while maintaining his own iron mind commands respect. And that's the kind of man she'll respect, admire, and desire. Some men might feel that acknowledging her emotions is somehow giving in or letting her control the situation. But let me ask you, what's stronger? Disregarding her feelings and creating distance, or recognizing her emotions and building a deep connection? Strength, real strength, isn't about avoiding emotions. It's about facing them head-on, with confidence. Take this scenario: she's venting about a disagreement with a friend. The typical male response might be to offer advice or try to minimize the situation. But what if you said, "It sounds like that conversation really hurt you. I can see why it's bothering you in that moment." You're not just validating her emotions, you're proving that you can truly understand her, that you see her and respect her feelings. This is the kind of man who becomes irreplaceable. Validation is more than a skill. It's a mindset. It's about understanding that emotions aren't problems to be solved, but signals to be understood. When you adopt this mindset, something incredible happens. She begins to trust you more, respect you more, and desire you more. Women don't need a perfect man, they need a present man. A man who can sit with her emotions, who can understand and accept her without trying to change her, is the man who becomes her safe space. And here's the thing. When you do this, you'll find that relationships become infinitely more rewarding. It's not about bending to her every whim or losing yourself in her emotions. It's about standing strong with your iron mind while offering her the emotional support she needs. In doing so, you'll build a bond stronger than anything built on mere logic or problem-solving. The Old Stoic Wisdom teaches us that true strength lies in emotional control, not in emotional avoidance. When you can offer her that emotional validation while holding on to your own steady, unshakable self, you win her respect. And in that respect, you'll find a connection that goes beyond words. Number 2, she's obsessed with being understood. A woman's deepest fear isn't rejection, nor is it abandonment. It's not being understood. This deep-seated need for understanding drives almost every interaction, every argument, every frustration she experiences. You see, women crave connection, but at the core of that connection is the need to feel that someone truly gets them. If you ever find yourself in a fight that feels like it came out of nowhere, chances are it wasn't about what you said. It was about how you made her feel. In fact, when she says, "You don't listen to me," what she's really saying is, "You don't see me." This is where most men fail. They hear the words, but miss the deeper meaning. They respond defensively, argue back, or try to rationalize the situation, unaware they are walking into a trap of their own making. Being understood is not just a preference for women, it's an urgent need. If you fail to fulfill this need, no amount of grand gestures, expensive gifts, or compliments will ever fill the void. You'll always fall short, and she'll feel like something is missing in the relationship, like you're not the man she thought you were. But when you show her that you do understand, you'll create a bond so deep that no one else can compete. This doesn't mean agreeing with everything she says, nor does it mean abandoning your own logic or allowing her to dictate the relationship. It simply means listening to her, not just to her words, but to the emotions that lie behind them. It's about showing her that her feelings matter to you, even if you don't share them. Imagine this scenario: she's upset because of a conversation with her friend. She says, "I feel like she's always dismissing me." Now, most men would dismiss this by saying something like, "You're overthinking it," or "She probably didn't mean it like that." In doing so, they've just confirmed her worst fear, that you don't understand her, and that you don't care enough to try. But if instead you said, "It sounds like you're hurt because you feel unappreciated in that friendship," you've just done something most men fail to do. You've shown her that you understand her feelings. You've made her feel heard, and that small change in approach could completely alter the dynamic between you two. Here's the deeper reality when a woman shares her frustrations. She's not just venting, she's testing you. She's looking for a man who can handle her emotions, who won't crumble when things get difficult. This is where the Stoic principles come into play. A true man, according to Stoic rules, doesn't let his emotions control him, he rises above them, finding clarity and strength in the face of emotional turmoil. When you respond to her emotions with understanding, calmness, and stability, you pass the test. If you fail, however, over time, that lack of understanding will erode her respect and, ultimately, her attraction to you. This obsession with being understood is not just about the big, dramatic conversations or the blowout fights. It's woven into the fabric of daily life. It's about the little things, too. It's about how you respond when she tells you about her day, whether you notice when she's feeling off, even if she doesn't say anything. It's about noticing when she's nervous about an upcoming meeting and offering her emotional support in a way that makes her feel validated. A man who doesn't understand her might say, "You'll do fine," and move on. But a man who truly gets her will ask, "What's making you nervous?" He will take the time to dig deeper and acknowledge her feelings. And when he does that, he's showing her that he sees her, not just as a woman, but as a person with fears, dreams, and vulnerabilities. This, my friend, is what separates the men who truly connect with women from those who fail to do so. Don't mistake this understanding for weakness. Being a man who understands women doesn't mean letting her emotions control you. It doesn't mean sacrificing your own sense of self or boundaries. It means being strong enough to hold space for her emotions without being consumed by them. It means showing her that you can handle her at her worst without losing your composure. And that kind of strength, remaining calm and steady in the face of emotional turbulence, is rare. Most men crumble when faced with a woman's emotions. They either get defensive, shut down, or try to solve the problem quickly to avoid facing the discomfort. But a truly strong man, one who follows the principles of practical stoicism, stays composed, listens attentively, and responds with clarity and confidence. Let's be clear, a woman will forgive a lot of things, but she will never forgive feeling misunderstood. She'll forgive mistakes, arguments, even moments of weakness. But once she feels invisible to the one person she values most, she will start to pull away. And once that happens, regaining her trust becomes incredibly difficult, if not impossible. So, here's the crux of it. Don't underestimate the power of understanding. Don't think that just listening to her words is enough. Don't assume that you can buy her affection or win her over with surface-level gestures. If you want to build a deeper connection with her, you must show her that you truly understand her, not just as a woman, but as a person, with her unique thoughts, emotions, and vulnerabilities. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect, nor does it mean you'll always say the right thing, but it does mean you have to try. You must be willing to listen, ask thoughtful questions, and show her that her feelings matter. When you make this your goal, you'll find that she'll begin to trust you more, open up to you more, and depend on you in ways she never has with anyone else. Understanding isn't just a skill, it's a mindset. It's about shifting your perspective and recognizing that her emotions are not problems to be fixed, but opportunities for connection. When you embrace this mindset, everything changes. She starts to see you as the man who truly gets her, the man who stands out among all others. And in that moment, you solidify your place in her heart. A man who understands a woman in this way is a man who cannot be replaced. If you found this insightful, take a moment to like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more timeless wisdom. Comment to remember, I am the man who truly understands. Number 3. Confidence attracts, but control repels. Confidence is a force that commands respect. It's magnetic, drawing people toward you and setting you apart from the crowd. For a man, it is an unspoken strength that tells the world you are a leader, someone who can make decisions, stand firm in your values, and pursue your desires without hesitation. But there's a line that must not be crossed. Confidence can quickly transform into control, and once that happens, it backfires. It's easy to slip into the trap of thinking that, to maintain power, you must dominate. But that's a dangerous misconception. When confidence turns into control, it suffocates the very thing you desire her admiration. Control sends the message that you see her as a possession, not as a partner. Women are naturally drawn to a confident man because it makes them feel safe. A confident man is someone who inspires trust, someone who makes decisions without hesitation and without the need for external validation. But a controlling man, on the other hand, isn't leading, he's imposing. He demands rather than invites. Control isn't strength, it's insecurity disguised as dominance, and women can see right through it. Understand this, women crave freedom. They value their independence, their ability to make choices, and their space to grow. They want a man who can complement their strength with his own, not someone who seeks to overpower them. That is why it's so important to understand the difference between leading and dominating. Leading is about guiding with clarity and confidence while respecting her autonomy. Dominating is about forcing your will upon her, leaving no room for her voice or choices. The former builds trust, admiration, and respect. The latter destroys it. The famous Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." A confident man, then, is someone who knows his own worth and respects the freedom of others, especially the woman by his side. He doesn't feel the need to control because he understands that true power lies in self-control, in trusting himself to handle whatever comes his way. Let's talk about how this plays out in modern relationships. Imagine you've made plans for a date, but she wants to spend time with her friends. A confident man won't throw a tantrum or insist that she change her plans. He understands that his worth isn't dependent on her constant availability. He will adjust, be understanding, and move on without feeling slighted. A controlling man, however, will push back, demand that she cancel her plans, and make her feel guilty for having a life outside of him. In doing so, he reveals his insecurity, his fear, and his need to dominate. Control is fear. It's not strength, and women can sense it immediately. They don't want a man who needs to control everything, because that is a man who doesn't trust himself, who is afraid of losing her. Confidence, on the other hand, doesn't waver. It's steady, unshaken by external circumstances. A confident man trusts in his ability to handle whatever challenges life throws at him, without feeling the need to control or dominate anyone in the process. A man who is truly confident doesn't just show it in his actions. He shows it in his body language, his tone, his ability to maintain eye contact, and how he handles adversity. When things go wrong, he adapts, he stays calm, he doesn't panic or crumble under pressure. He knows how to deal with setbacks and challenges because his worth is not tied to the outcome. A controlling man, on the other hand, will try to manipulate the situation, trying to force things to go his way. He won't allow room for flexibility or compromise. Confidence, however, thrives in uncertainty because it is rooted in self-assurance, in the knowledge that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. Think about what happens in a relationship when things go wrong. Imagine she's upset about something that didn't go her way. A confident man will listen to her, validate her feelings, and offer support without trying to fix her emotions or dismiss them as unimportant. He simply stands firm, showing her that he can handle her at her most vulnerable. A controlling man, however, will likely try to shut her down, telling her she's overreacting or that she needs to calm down. In doing so, he exposes his own weaknesses, his inability to handle her emotions, and his need to control the situation. Women are incredibly perceptive. They can tell when a man is truly secure in himself and when he's overcompensating out of fear or insecurity. The moment they sense control creeping in, they start to pull away. This isn't because they don't want a strong man. It's because they want a man who is strong enough to respect their independence, a man who values their freedom just as much as his own. And that is the true path of wisdom. Confidence is about knowing yourself. It's about being secure enough in who you are that you don't need to control the people around you to feel powerful. You know your worth, and you don't need external validation. You make decisions with respect for others, and you set boundaries without hesitation. But you also understand that the path of wisdom isn't always easy. It requires you to step outside your comfort zone, to take risks, and to be okay with the possibility of failure, because your value doesn't depend on the outcome. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You are enough as you are. When you carry this kind of energy into your relationships, it changes everything. Women will see you as the man who can handle any challenge, who can lead without diminishing her voice, who respects her independence while offering support and stability. And that's the kind of man a woman wants by her side. Confidence is not arrogance. It is not about walking around as if you are better than everyone else. It's about quiet self-assurance, a belief in yourself that is unshaken by the opinions of others. It's about being secure enough to let her be herself without feeling threatened. It's about creating a space where she can thrive, knowing that you are strong enough to stand beside her, not above her. This is what makes you truly irresistible. When you master this balance between confidence and control, you become the man women can't resist. They are drawn to you because you have something that most men don't: the ability to lead without dominating, to stand firm without crushing their spirit. You will not only attract women, you will keep them because you will be the man who respects their strength and values their independence while remaining confident in your own. That is the path of wisdom. That is how you win. So, remember, confidence is not about control. It is about trust. Trust in yourself and trust in her. When you can lead without dominating, when you can give her the space to be herself without fear of losing her, you will become the man every woman dreams of. This is the essence of Stoicism, the wisdom of Epictetus, and the way to truly win in life and love. Number 4. Her desire for security is a hidden driver. Let's break it down with a bit of Old Stoic wisdom. Women crave security. This is not just some preference. It's wired into their very DNA. Centuries of evolution have carved this need deep into her psyche. Back in the day, it was about survival, finding a man who could protect and provide. That need hasn't changed, even though the world has. Now, women seek it in ways that go beyond the obvious, beyond just money or material things. The real power lies in emotional, mental, and physical security. This is the secret. And if you understand it, you unlock a level of loyalty and devotion that is nearly impossible to find. But if you fail to provide it, well, that's when the cracks begin to show. Emotional security comes first. If a woman feels emotionally safe with you, she'll give you access to her true self. That's right. She'll let her guard down, show vulnerability, and connect with you in ways that go beyond skin deep. You must be able to hold her emotions steady, not dismiss them. When she's overwhelmed by life, stress from work, family drama, or her own insecurities, how do you respond? Do you push her away, or do you stay calm, listen, and show her that you're her unwavering rock? Be that steady presence. Women don't want a man who crumbles under pressure. They want someone who stands tall when the storm hits, who doesn't run from conflict, but meets it head-on with confidence. That's the emotional security that solidifies trust. But that's just part of the equation. You must also provide mental security. This is where many men miss the mark. It's not enough to say the right things. It's about what you do. If you promise her something, follow through. She needs to know she can count on you, not just when it's convenient, but when life throws curveballs. The true test of a man's mental security lies in his actions. For example, if you've planned a date and something unexpected comes up, a man who provides mental security will communicate openly, reschedule, and ensure she knows she is still a priority. A man who fails in this regard will cancel last minute, leaving her questioning her place in your life. Inconsistent behavior, no matter how small, is unforgivable. She needs someone who is grounded, who keeps their word, and who shows up, not just when it suits him. Now, let's talk about physical security. You don't need to be a muscle-bound bodybuilder, but you must exude strength, inner strength. It's how you handle yourself, how you carry yourself, how you react when things get tough. Do you crumble when faced with conflict, or do you face it head-on with calm determination? Women notice this. They assess your ability to protect them, to stand firm in the face of adversity, and to handle life's challenges with poise. Whether it's a tense situation at work or a conflict with a stranger, how you respond matters. Be that strong, composed man, the one who remains unshaken and dependable. When you embody this sense of physical security, it radiates from you, creating an aura that women instinctively gravitate towards. But remember, the Old Stoic Wisdom isn't about being a tyrant. It's about being a rock, not a dictator. Security doesn't mean controlling her. It means providing her with the freedom to grow, to pursue her own path, while knowing that you'll be there when she needs you. True security allows her to be herself without fear of abandonment or judgment. It's the kind of security that lets her take risks, face her fears, and grow stronger as a person, all the while knowing you'll be her anchor. Now, if you live with an iron mind, steady, unshakable, reliable, you create a presence in her life that she will never want to leave. It's a rare kind of man who can provide that level of security. And that's the kind of man who builds lifelong, unbreakable connections. She'll trust you, open up to you, and lean on you when the world gets chaotic. You'll become her protector, her safe haven. And that kind of relationship, it lasts a lifetime. So don't just think you can provide security through grand gestures or flashy words. It's the consistency, the emotional strength, the unshakable mental fortitude that will win her over. Be that man, the one who radiates stability, and she'll be drawn to you like a moth to a flame. If you found this video valuable, make sure to hit that like button, share it with someone who could benefit, and don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom on becoming the best version of yourself. Now, here's something to reflect on. I am the unwavering rock in the storm. Drop that affirmation in the comments below to engage with the channel and remind yourself of the power of security in relationships. Your strength is your greatest asset. Embrace it. Number 5. She's overwhelmed by her own emotions. Women are emotional creatures, but don't mistake this for a weakness. It's not a flaw. It's a defining feature of their psychology. Emotions are the driving force behind their actions, their decisions, and how they see the world. What many men fail to realize, however, is that women don't always have control over these emotions. They experience feelings with an intensity that most men can't even begin to comprehend. And when those emotions overwhelm her, it's like she's trapped in a storm, trying to navigate waters she's never been taught to sail. Now, this is where you come in, not as her savior, but as her anchor. When a woman is drowning in her emotions, don't think it's about fixing her problems or throwing logic at her. She doesn't need a solution at that moment. What she needs is a man who can stand firm, who isn't tossed about by the waves of her feelings. She needs someone who can handle the chaos, who can remain unshaken. You must be the calm in her emotional storm. This is a crucial Stoic rule. Don't be moved by external forces, no matter how strong they may be. You must show her that she's safe to express herself, without fear of judgment, without rejection. Think about it. The last time she lashed out, maybe over something that seemed small to you, like you forgetting to text back or being distracted by something else. To you, it might seem trivial, but for her, it's a much deeper issue. It's not about the surface problem. It's about deeper insecurities, fears, and unmet needs she can't always articulate. If you dismiss her feelings or react in frustration, you risk confirming her worst fear that you don't understand her, that you don't care enough to truly listen. Instead, stay calm. Don't rush to fix things. Acknowledge her emotions. Let her know you're there, that you understand the depth of what she's feeling. A simple, "I see how much this is affecting you," or "I'm here for you, no matter what," can go a long way. These are the practical Stoicism techniques that allow you to stay grounded while showing her the compassion and support she needs. This isn't about being passive, about being soft or submissive. It's about being strong enough to remain grounded while she works through her emotions. When you can do this, you become the man who stands out from the rest, the man who doesn't get defensive, who doesn't shut down, or who doesn't crumble under the pressure. Women are used to men who either try to fix everything or avoid conflict. When you show her that you can handle her emotions with poise, with confidence, you create a bond that's deeper than anything she's ever experienced before. A woman's emotional overload often stems from a sense of powerlessness. When she feels like she's losing control, her emotions can spiral. That's where you come in. It's not about solving her problems. It's about providing a sense of stability, a solid foundation she can lean on. She needs to feel that no matter how chaotic the world gets, you'll be there to help guide her back to calm. A man who can handle this is a rare man. He doesn't retreat from her emotional chaos. Instead, he listens. He validates her feelings. He shows her that she's not alone. Imagine she's stressed out from work, overwhelmed by family obligations, or just facing life's everyday challenges. She might lash out or withdraw. Most men, unsure of how to handle the situation, would either try to fix it or distance themselves from the emotional storm. But the strong man, the man who practices Stoic principles, sees these moments as opportunities to deepen the connection. He listens. He validates. He reminds her of her strength. He stays steady while she's lost in the turmoil, and he does not get pulled into the madness. This kind of emotional stability makes you invaluable to her. She begins to see you as her safe space, the person she can turn to when the world feels overwhelming. As she opens up to you in ways she's never opened up to anyone else, you build a level of intimacy that many men never experience. This isn't about weakness, it's about strength. Strength to stay firm, while giving her the freedom to be vulnerable without judgment or rejection. By practicing practical stoicism and applying Stoic rules to the relationship, you're not just becoming a man she can rely on in a crisis. You're becoming the man she trusts above all others. She'll start to see you as the rock she can hold on to when everything else feels unstable. She'll lean on you because she knows you can withstand the storms of life, and that kind of stability creates a connection that's unshakable. When you become the man who can handle her emotions, you unlock a level of intimacy and trust that's rare and profound. You show her that you can stand by her side, unwavering, when the world feels like it's crumbling. This is not a weakness. This is the strength of a man who knows his value, his purpose, and his principles. This is the power of Stoic wisdom in practice. So, the next time she's overwhelmed by her emotions, don't panic, don't run away, don't try to fix everything, just listen. Stand firm, be the man she can rely on, and she will see you as the one man she can't live without. And that's the kind of man every woman dreams of being with. Number 6. Her need for adventure and spontaneity. In the paths of wisdom, it is crucial to understand the inner workings of those around you, especially women. Epictetus, the ancient Stoic philosopher, reminds us that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In relationships, the key to mastery is understanding the psychological forces that drive behavior, particularly the often hidden needs of women. There are 6 female weaknesses that men must comprehend and use wisely, not for manipulation, but for building deeper, more fulfilling connections. The first weakness to understand is emotional validation. Women are driven by their emotions, and the need for emotional recognition is fundamental to their well-being. If you dismiss her feelings, you create a gap. If you validate her emotions and make her feel heard and understood, you build trust and loyalty. Acknowledge her emotions, not because they make sense to you, but because they are real to her. As Epictetus wisely stated, "He who is not a good servant will not be a good master." To truly lead in a relationship, you must be able to serve her emotions with the same dedication that you expect for yourself. The second weakness is the overwhelming desire to be understood. A woman's deepest fear is not being seen or heard by those she cares about. When she expresses frustration, it's not about the issue at hand. It's about being misunderstood. She needs a partner who listens, not a man who deflects or tries to fix everything. True connection is formed when you acknowledge her feelings and show that you comprehend her emotional landscape. Don't dismiss her concerns. Instead, listen, absorb, and validate. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." When you understand her, you not only advance the relationship, but also become the man she truly respects. The third weakness is the balance between confidence and control. Confidence is magnetic, but when confidence turns to control, it triggers resistance. Women are drawn to strong men who lead without domination. A confident man understands the fine line between leading and controlling. It's about showing strength while respecting her independence. Confidence is calm, unwavering, and decisive. Control is based on insecurity and fear. Be the man who leads with respect and consideration. You must remember that a true leader never forces his will upon others, but instead guides with clarity and strength. The fourth weakness lies in the primal need for security. Every woman longs for emotional, mental, and physical security. You must understand that this goes beyond financial stability. It's about being her anchor in turbulent times. A woman wants a man who remains steadfast when things get tough. Show her that you are reliable, dependable, and will always be her rock. Do not be swayed by distractions, and be the unshakable foundation she can lean on. As the Stoics teach us, he who has a reason to live can bear almost any how. The moment you fulfill her need for security, you will earn her trust and loyalty. Finally, her desire for adventure and spontaneity is a hidden yet powerful driver. Women crave excitement, unpredictability, and novelty in their relationships. This does not mean being reckless, but it does mean breaking free from the monotony and adding excitement to her world. Take risks, plan surprises, and keep the relationship dynamic. When you inject fun and unpredictability into the mix, it keeps her intrigued, excited, and invested. The combination of stability and adventure creates a powerful bond that will stand the test of time. Remember that the wise man understands the value of both security and adventure. Balance is key. Do not underestimate the importance of surprise and spontaneous joy in her life. In the paths of wisdom, a man who can combine all these elements, emotional validation, understanding, confidence, security, and adventure, becomes unstoppable. You will become the man she cannot resist. You will lead with strength, make her feel heard, provide unwavering security, and keep her life filled with excitement. As Epictetus teaches, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. When you master these weaknesses, you will not only master the dynamics of your relationships, you will master your life. Hey there, thanks for watching. Remember, these 6 weaknesses aren't things to exploit. They're truths to understand. When you truly grasp them, you're not only going to improve your relationships, but you'll become a stronger, more confident man. You'll stop chasing and start leading. You'll stop reacting and start making decisions. And above all, you'll become the kind of man who commands respect, admiration, and desire. If this message resonated with you, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. By subscribing, you're not just supporting this channel, you're helping spread knowledge that society often keeps hidden from us. Stay strong, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next video. She needs you more than you realize. Old Stoic Wisdom. She doesn't love you for the man you are. She loves you for the man you present to her. It's not just about money, stability, or your ability to lead. It's about how you show up in the world, the direction you provide, the quiet strength you exude. The moment she feels she has to take the reins and be the one in charge, respect fades. She'll smile, but the connection starts to unravel. Physically, she's there. Emotionally, she's already withdrawn. The notion that love is unconditional, that your effort and kindness will automatically keep her close, is a myth. It's a dangerous illusion that many men have bought into. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you stop chasing after attention that will never be returned. You were told that if you were just present, kind, and always at her service, she would love you forever. But it doesn't work that way. You give, and you end up drained. You try harder, spend more, text more, be more, but she drifts further because you're approaching it all wrong. You've been set up to fail. Nobody gave you the guidebook. Today, you're getting it. Stop chasing approval. Stop begging for affection. and start valuing yourself as the leader you're meant to be. The shift in your life begins the moment you stop negotiating your worth. Love is not about how much you give, but how much you honor yourself while giving. Anonymous. Number 1. You're built to lead. You were born to lead. The world may urge you to soften, to shrink, to blend in, but every time you diminish your power to make her feel bigger, you lose a piece of the man you were meant to be. She doesn't desire a man who steps aside for her to lead. She craves a man so firm in his direction that she feels safe enough to follow him. You are not here to beg for her love, to explain yourself endlessly, or to seek her approval. You are here to command, to decide, to build, to lead. That's not oppression. It's your nature. Deep down, she's starving for it. She might say she wants equality, but if you pay attention, you'll notice something crucial. The moment you become indecisive, the moment you put her on a pedestal or wait for her approval, her attraction withers. Not because she's cruel, but because biologically and psychologically, she is wired to follow strength, and when she doesn't find it in you, she panics. She begins to micromanage, control, or disrespect, not because she's trying to dominate, but because she doesn't trust you to handle the storm. Her words and actions will not align. She'll tell you she wants you to be more open, more emotional, more in tune, but when you expose too much softness, too soon, she sees you as her equal, her best friend, not her man. She needs your edge, your decisiveness, your mystery. She needs to know that no matter how chaotic or emotional the world becomes, you remain unmoved, unshaken. If you can't stay calm when she's spiraling, how will you protect her when true chaos arrives? If your life revolves around her, how can she trust you won't lose yourself when things get hard? Stop being afraid to lead. Lead with your strength, your values, your direction. Speak with conviction. Hold her hand when she hesitates and show her where you're headed. Watch as she falls deeper into your world. Don't lead from ego. Lead from vision, from purpose. Build your body, sharpen your mind, and guard your energy. Women are drawn to men who are drawn to something greater than them. If she becomes your everything, she will punish you like one. But if your mission is your temple, she will pray beside you. Want her respect? Then respect your time. Stop being so available. If she texts during your workout, reply later. If you're deep in work, don't drop it for her FaceTime. When she's testing you emotionally, don't mirror her chaos. Ground her with your silence. Your silence is your frame, your eye contact, your truth, your tone, your boundary. Each moment you operate from grounded masculine energy, she feels safe, even when she complains. She doesn't want you to fold. She wants you to stay centered. You think you're being kind by constantly adjusting for her, but every time you do, you're chipping away at your backbone. Without that backbone, she can't lean on you. She will try to lead, not because she wants to, but because you stopped. And when she does, she'll resent you. She'll speak to you as if you're beneath her, pull away sexually, roll her eyes at your plans, not because she's mean, but because she's screaming for you to wake up. She wants to be led, not controlled, not ordered, but led with clarity, certainty, and a calm, masculine presence. This is why she loved you in the beginning, not because you worshipped her, but because you made her feel something she hadn't felt in years, safe, challenged, excited, seen. You were unpredictable, you had a mystery, you had power, and then you gave it away to make her more comfortable, and she slowly detached. Take it back. Don't ask for it back. Reclaim it with action. Plan your life. Train your body. Stack your wins. Cut out the noise. Stop seeking her validation. Let her come into your frame, or leave. Either way, you're moving forward. Leadership isn't loud. It doesn't scream. It doesn't beg. It simply decides. You already know this. Feel it deep in your chest. The frustration, the confusion, the pain of giving everything and still not being enough. It ends when you stop trying to be enough for her and start being more than enough for yourself. From this moment on, decide, who are you becoming? What are you building? What will you no longer tolerate as you walk that path? Women will feel it. They might not say it, but they'll sense it in the way they look at you, in how they stop testing you, in the respect they give you without a word. Women don't follow words, they follow energy. And if your energy is rooted in vision, discipline, and truth, you will never have to beg for her love again. She'll choose you again and again, not because you chased her, but because you walked so purposefully toward your mission, your purpose, your iron mind. The world will see it, and so will she. She'll have no choice but to follow. The old Stoic wisdom of the ages remains true. Lead with clarity, confidence, and purpose, and everything else will fall into place. Number 2. You set the frame, or you get framed. There's no in-between. You must understand that if she is the one defining the rules, setting the tone, or controlling the rhythm of your relationship, you are not leading, you are simply surviving. And let me tell you, survival mode is far from attractive. She doesn't follow survival, she follows power. Not power that controls her, but power that contains, power that is calm, unshaken, resolute, power that doesn't need to explain itself. This is where Stoic principles come into play. You must stand firm in your frame, grounded in your values, unyielding in your purpose. Most men today become invisible. Why? Because they've built their identities around making her comfortable, not around being true to themselves. You sacrifice your voice for her approval, your values for her attention, your purpose for her peace, and then you wonder why she doesn't respect you. You handed her the pen and let her write your story, and then you cry when she closes the book. You can't lead if you're always adjusting to make her feel safe, secure, or validated. That's not leadership. That's submission. She can't respect what she controls, and she can't desire what she leads. If she is setting the pace, testing your limits, or interrupting your mission, don't think she's evil. No, she's reacting to your absence, the absence of masculine leadership, the absence of grounded energy, the absence of decisions made without apology. Every relationship is a power exchange, and she is always scanning for strength. She's searching for someone whose emotional world is solid enough to hold hers without cracking. And if it can't, she will either lead, manipulate, or detach. It's not her fault. It's the result of you not maintaining the frame. This is why your silence speaks louder than your compliments. This is why your boundaries teach her more than your promises. She learns who you are by how you hold yourself, not by how much you give her. She will trust the man who doesn't break when she's angry, who doesn't shrink when she's critical, who doesn't beg when she pulls away. Stoic rules tell us that a man must not flinch in the face of emotion. Your presence, your decision, your ability to hold steady in the storm. This is what she craves. You think you're loving her by adjusting to her every need, but you're actually killing the attraction by folding. Every time you shift your frame to match hers, you erase the contrast that made her feel feminine in the first place. She doesn't want an emotional mirror. She wants to feel your edge, the edge that comes from clarity, the kind of clarity that says, "This is what I stand for. This is where I'm going. You're welcome to join, but I'm not slowing down. This is not arrogance. This is the purpose. And a man on purpose doesn't chase peace. He creates it by mastering himself. This is the frame. Frame isn't about controlling her. It's about being uncontrollable by her mood, immovable by her chaos. When she tests you, and trust me, she will, she's asking, can you hold me in this? If you meet her chaos with your own, if you lose control to calm her, if you seek to be liked more than respected, you've already lost. Not just her, but yourself. You were never meant to be her therapist, her emotional sponge, or her best friend. You were meant to be her anchor, her clarity, her direction. And clarity doesn't come from constantly checking in with her feelings. It comes from knowing your values long before you meet her. If you're changing your beliefs to keep her around, she doesn't love you. She tolerates a version of you that doesn't offend her. But that version can't lead her. It can't excite her. It can't hold her. And that version eventually dies quietly in her friend zone. Stoic principles demand that you be firm in your values, unwavering in your purpose. When you live this way, she'll sense it. You don't need to raise your voice to set the frame. You need to raise your standards in what you accept, in how you move, in what you choose. Frame is maintained by discipline, not dominance. When you keep your word to yourself, when you rise early, train hard, speak truth, and act without waiting, She feels it. She doesn't need you to explain yourself. She simply needs to feel that you've chosen yourself first. And when you do, she feels safe to choose you. The modern man mistakenly thinks he has to impress her, but the truth is, what impresses her most is a man she can't move. A man whose mission is louder than her manipulation. A man whose eyes are fixed on legacy, not her attention. When you live like that, you never have to demand respect. You command it without trying. And if she can't rise into your frame, let her fall away. Not because you're wrong, but because she's not ready. Let her go. Your frame filters out weakness, repels disrespect, and protects your purpose. So ask yourself, who are you when she's screaming? Who are you when she's emotional? Who are you when she threatens to leave? If your answer changes, you never had a frame. You were performing, not leading. Performances always end, but a man rooted in his values, his direction, his principles, this man never has to perform. He just lives. He breathes leadership, and she either joins his story or walks away. But either way, he never loses himself. That's what she's really drawn to. That's what she needs. This is the power of practical stoicism. Embrace it, live by it, lead with it. If you found this video valuable, comment below and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom on living a purposeful life. Comment to remember, I'm a man of clarity, strength, and purpose. Let that statement resonate within you. Own it. Lead with it. Share your thoughts in the comments. And let's build a community of grounded, powerful men ready to embrace their true mission. Number 3. Don't fill her gaps. Don't fall into the trap of thinking you need to fix her, because you don't. She doesn't need you to be her therapist, savior, or emotional crutch. The more you try to complete her, the more she sees you as incomplete. You cannot take responsibility for her happiness, her healing, or her peace, because doing so robs her of the very thing that allows her to evolve pressure. The feminine grows through surrender, but surrender only comes when the masculine energy is powerful enough to stand firm while she falls apart, without attempting to glue her back together. In her moments of vulnerability, she doesn't need you to wipe away her tears. She needs to know you're not panicking when she cries. She needs to see that you can remain grounded in the chaos. Don't jump in to save her from her emotions, because when you do, you confirm that she is too much for you, and that destroys her trust in your strength. You're not meant to be her emotional pacifier, nor her punching bag. Your role is to be her mirror, reflecting her truth back to her with strength and presence, not pity. Every time you shield her from discomfort, you make her weaker, not stronger. You rob her of growth and make her feel like your project, not your partner. She may ask for emotional availability, but what she truly desires is emotional discipline. She wants a man who listens but doesn't break, who witnesses but doesn't absorb, and who holds her pain without making it his own. When you overfunction, when you offer her too much reassurance, when you act as her emotional stability rather than standing on your own solid foundation, you become a crutch. People resent crutches because they hate depending on something they didn't earn. If you give too much too soon, she won't appreciate it. She can't. She values the man who offers love from abundance, not desperation. A man who says, I'm here with you, but I won't collapse with you. This is the man she respects, the one who doesn't abandon himself to soothe her, the one who doesn't compromise his principles to protect her feelings. She needs discomfort, tension, and the edge that only a strong, grounded man can offer. When you speak truth into her chaos, you're not hurting her, you're helping her rise. Let her walk away if your truth forces her to do so, because the woman who can't handle your standards will only shrink in your presence. She will test your limits, how far you'll bend, how much you'll give, how quickly you'll submit to her storms. If you bend too easily, you'll lose her trust. She doesn't need another man trying to rescue her. She needs a man who shows her that she was never broken in the first place, that her power is already within her, and her feelings are not a fire to be extinguished, but a flame to be understood. The masculine energy doesn't shrink in the heat of discomfort, it grows stronger. If you want her respect, Stop being the man who always says yes. Learn to say no when it compromises your mission. If you want her admiration, stop explaining your standards. Let your actions speak for themselves. When she sees that you don't need her to validate your choices, that you don't need her to complete you, that you're not seeking her approval, she will stop testing you. She will begin to respect you. She will lean into you, not because you fixed her, but because you gave her the space to fix herself. Modern men have been misled, conditioned to believe that emotional support means emotional sacrifice, that to love a woman means carrying her burdens as your own. That's not love, it's codependency, and nothing kills desire faster than that. A woman desires the man who challenges her, not the one who cushions her every fall. She doesn't want to be coddled. She wants to be seen, called out, led, but only by a man who has mastered his own emotions first. So, start building yourself. Stop looking at her as the reward. You are the reward. Your presence, your wisdom, your groundedness are what she can't find elsewhere. That's what keeps her coming back. Not the man who gives everything too soon, but the one who knows his energy is sacred, who gives slowly and intentionally to those who have earned access. Don't try to fill her gaps. Instead, focus on filling your own. Grow your body, sharpen your mind, build your legacy. When you walk in this power, she will finally be able to relax into her femininity, knowing you're not here to rescue her, but to rise with her if she can keep up. The paths of wisdom, like those taught by Epictetus and the Stoics, show us that the masculine energy is about mastery and strength, not the need to save. Stand firm in who you are. Be the man who wins through his discipline and his clarity. You are not her savior. You are her equal, her partner. That's how you show her respect, and that's how you both rise together. Number 4. Mystery builds desire. There's an old Stoic wisdom that reveals the truth about desire and attraction. Mystery builds it. The moment you reveal too much, too soon, you lose her attention. She doesn't stop caring because you didn't love her enough. No, she loses interest because you made it too easy for her to figure you out. You let her see everything, too soon. And now there's nothing left for her to explore. She may stay around for a while, but without that essential element of curiosity, the spark fades quickly. And when curiosity fades, so does the desire. Desire is the lifeblood of attraction, and without it, there's no polarity, the very thing that creates the magnetic pull between masculine and feminine energy. The secret is that mystery is what draws her in, what keeps her wanting more. You must understand that if you keep explaining yourself, texting her constantly, sharing your every thought and feeling, you're destroying that attraction. By doing so, you remove the tension that makes her curious about you, the same tension that excites her, that keeps her thinking about you, that draws her toward you. You do not want to be her therapist, her backup plan, or her emotional crutch. You were designed for something far greater than that. You were meant to be her challenge, her intrigue, the constant source of fascination in her life, not a predictable, available man who seeks constant validation. Living with depth, with direction, and with an iron mind is what creates that intrigue. It's not about playing games, lying, or manipulating. It's about being a man with purpose, who lives his life with intent and doesn't apologize for it. You do not need to drop everything just to entertain her boredom. Your time is sacred, your energy is invaluable. You don't have to reply to her messages instantly unless you truly want to. When she asks about your day, don't give her a blow-by-blow account like some open diary. Be selective in how much you reveal. Protect your presence. Make her wonder why you're so focused on your work, your life, and your goals. Don't make her feel like you're desperate for her attention. Let her feel like she has earned a place in your world. And this is not just about ego. This is about maintaining a sense of mystery that fuels her desire. She doesn't want a man who is always available. She wants a man who has a life outside of her. She wants the man who leaves her wondering what's behind his silence, what he's up to, and why he's not texting her back immediately. That man is the one who inspires her to crave him, the man who lives first and texts later. His life is full of purpose, meaning, and work, qualities that make him magnetic without ever having to chase her. You must understand, that the greatest men are not those who are constantly seeking approval, who try to impress with stories of their conquests or how many people want them? No, the real man is the one who lives with discipline and purpose. His focus is so intense that distractions don't stand a chance. His silence is never awkward. It's full of weight, full of meaning, full of presence. That's what she craves, even if she can't put it into words. She doesn't need every interaction to be filled with words, likes, and constant validation. The man who is deeply present, who makes every interaction feel grounded, who doesn't flood her with messages, will always stand out. This man is unforgettable. You don't need to impress her by constantly being available or showing her how many women are after you. She feels your confidence, your sense of self, your iron mind, without you saying a word. The woman who respects you most is the one who can feel the tension between you, the one who feels your absence when you're not around. And this isn't about ego or manipulation. Mystery is not a trick. It's a way of living with purpose, depth, and silence. It's about being so immersed in your own life, your work, your health, your hobbies, that she feels the weight of your absence when you're not around. It's about letting her come to you, not chasing her, but letting her feel like she must earn her way into your world. You don't need to impress her. You just need to live your life in such a way that she wants to be a part of it. A man who is always trying to impress, always eager for her attention, always seeking validation, will never make the same impact as the one who lives with discipline, purpose, and depth. She doesn't want to be with the man who has no walls, no purpose, no focus. She wants the man who moves with intention, who builds something of value, and who doesn't give away his time and attention easily. You are not just a man looking for approval. You are a man of strength, depth, and direction. When you walk into a room, don't try to be seen. Let your presence speak for itself. The man who needs to be seen is insecure. But the man who already commands respect simply by existing is the one she can't resist. He's the one who is unforgettable. And that man, the man who doesn't need to fold, doesn't need to impress, he's the one she'll crave. That's the kind of man she'll follow, the one she needs more than she realizes. He's the one who walks with purpose, with silence, with strength. And when she finally earns a place in his world, it will be because she's proven that she's worth the wait. That is the power of mystery, and why she needs you more than you'll ever need her. If you found this video valuable, comment below and share it with someone who could benefit from these insights. Don't forget to subscribe for more timeless wisdom. Comment below to affirm, I am a man of purpose and mystery. Let's grow together and embrace the strength of an iron mind. Number 5. You're the prize. For far too long, you've believed that she's the prize. You've spent your life chasing her, trying to win her over with compliments, attention, and constant validation. And every time you did that, something inside you didn't feel right because, deep down, you knew something wasn't working. No matter how much you gave, how much you tried, it was never enough. And it wasn't because she was ungrateful, but because she was never meant to be the prize. That role was always meant for you. Let's be clear, you're not the prize because you're above her. You're the prize because, without your strength, your leadership, and your clarity, she has nothing to surrender into. You hold the key to a woman's world, but only if you step into your true power. The prize is not who looks best in photos, not who can win the most likes on social media. The prize is the one who has a vision, direction, and presence. That is you. But only if you reclaim it. Only if you stop chasing and start choosing. A man who chooses doesn't perform. He evaluates. He doesn't seek attention. He walks in value. And this value, it's not loud. It's not built on followers, flashy gestures, or instant gratification. It's built in silence. It's the hard work done in the quiet hours when no one is watching. It's in the way you carry yourself in rooms where you speak less, but command more. It's in your ability to say no without guilt, to set boundaries and demand respect. That is the mark of the prize. And it's not arrogance, it's weight, it's deep, it's authority. When you own this power, women will feel it. they'll soften, they'll submit. But here's the truth, you can't fake it. You can't pretend to be the prize while desperately seeking validation from her likes, her replies, or her approval. You must be the prize. Your life must be so full, so rich, that she becomes an addition to your purpose, not the purpose itself. Your business, your training, your solitude, these are the building blocks of your kingdom, and your kingdom doesn't beg. It attracts. The moment you act like a fan, she will treat you like one. The men who don't try, they don't do so out of rudeness or indifference. They are centered, focused, and busy becoming the best version of themselves. That energy, it's magnetic. A woman is drawn to a man who is complete. She doesn't want a man who is always chasing, always available, always eager to please. She wants a man who has mastered himself, whose purpose is clear. And when your life revolves around your mission, when you live with direction, your value becomes crystal clear. She sees that. She respects it. She desires it. What you think is being emotionally available isn't enough. If your emotions are undisciplined, if your energy is scattered, if your purpose is lost, she'll lose interest. She'll walk away, not because you didn't give enough, but because you handed over your frame, your standards, and your essence just to keep her happy. In doing so, you made yourself forgettable. You were never meant to orbit her life. No, you were meant to build a life that orbits your mission. When that mission is clear, when your purpose shines, your value becomes undeniable. And it's at that moment when she respects you, when she desires you. A man who asks, "What should I do?" is not the prize. The man who already knows what he's doing. That's the man she wants. It's not about buying her love, showering her with compliments, or trying to keep her happy. It's about your presence. It's about living with depth, living with purpose. And this is where practical stoicism comes in. Mastering yourself through stoic principles means not seeking external validation, but building a life so solid that others are drawn to it. You live with intention, not addiction. You lead without needing to explain yourself constantly. But here's the kicker to truly embody this. To become the man who doesn't need validation from her or anyone else requires sacrifice. You must give up the need to be liked. You must stop caring if she stays or goes. Kill the boy inside you who waits for her to choose him. Instead, become the man who chooses himself, a man so powerful that she begs to be chosen. This is what women really want. A man who sees himself first, a man who loves his path more than her approval, a man who would rather be alone in his truth than be with someone in weakness. When she feels that energy, she will give everything, not because you demanded it, but because she sees the depth in you. So, master your body, master your emotions, master your habits, your money, your work, and don't do it for her. Do it because it's who you are. Because every time you compromise for connection, you lose both. She's not the finish line. She's the witness to your evolution. She's the witness to your reign, your purpose. And when she sees you walking with that kind of energy, calm, clear, dominant, detached, she knows you're not like the rest. She knows you don't need her. And knowing that, that's when desire explodes, not from compliments or gifts, but from the contrast, from the depth you bring, from the way your love feels rare, not because you hide it, but because you protect it. That's the power of stoic rules and practical stoicism. You are the prize. And when you own that, when you live that truth, you'll never have to chase again. The right woman will earn the right to be with you. Number 6. Power comes from walking away. In life, true power is born from the ability to walk away. It's not about threats, not about anger or drama. It's about silently, calmly choosing your peace over their presence, your dignity over fleeting pleasures. When you walk away, you're not just showing her your strength, you are proving to yourself that your self-respect has no price. You are the prize. This isn't a negotiation. Your presence is sacred, and when you stand firm in this truth, everything shifts. She sees it, she feels it. She knows now that your attention isn't something to be taken for granted. She knows that she must earn your respect, your time, and your love. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." You must be a master of yourself, of your worth, and of your boundaries, The man who stays too long, the man who tolerates disrespect, is a man who loses himself. He becomes desperate. He gives more and more, but receives less and less. And the more he sacrifices his standards for her approval, the more he loses her attraction. Don't fall into this trap. A woman doesn't need a man who clings. She needs a man who chooses, a man who is willing to walk away from anything that threatens his peace and self-respect. This is the path of wisdom, the path that leads to true power. The moment you choose yourself, your entire life begins to change. Walking away isn't a sign of weakness. It's a declaration of strength. It's choosing your identity, your values, your boundaries over temporary comfort. When you walk away, you're telling her and the world that your love isn't owed to anyone. It's earned. Your time isn't free. It's reserved for those who recognize your worth. Most men are terrified of being alone, so they settle for tolerating disrespect. They surrender their boundaries for comfort, and in the end, they feel empty, drained, and weak. You weren't born to be a placeholder. You weren't designed to be an emotional sponge. The only way to deal with this life meaningfully, said Epictetus, is to find your way to the path of wisdom and stand strong in it. That path is the path of a man who understands his value and isn't afraid to walk away from anything or anyone who threatens it. You are a man. Your presence is a gift. Your love is a gift, and you must act like it. When she tests your limits, when she plays games, when she disrespects your time, you must walk away, not in anger, but in silence. What you can become, said Epictetus, is a man who does not need to chase what he already possesses. When you don't need her, you create a new dynamic. You rewrite the relationship. Your love becomes something rare, not a given. Your loyalty becomes something priceless. Your presence becomes conditional, based on respect. And if she can't meet you there, if she can't align with your values, she will fall away. Let her fall away. It's her choice, not yours. Build your life, build your world. Become so grounded in your own path that you will no longer bend to fit anyone else's narrative. She may fade, but you will continue walking. You will keep your eyes on your mission, your empire, your vision. If she cannot complement your life, if she cannot rise to meet your strength and standards, she will fade. And that's the way it should be. Women feel the energy you radiate. They sense a man who understands his worth, whose loyalty is earned, not expected. And they respond to that power. But you must first choose yourself. You must never settle for less than what you deserve. This is the path of wisdom. This is the path of Epictetus, of stoicism, of real strength. And this is the path you must walk if you want to win. Stop fearing rejection. Understand that rejection is redirection. You are the man who doesn't need anyone to validate him. You are the man who doesn't fear being alone, because you know that being alone doesn't mean weakness, it means freedom. You are the man who stands firm in his truth. And when you walk away, you walk with clarity, with certainty, with peace. And when you walk away, she will chase you. She will see that your love isn't given freely, it's earned. And when she sees that, she will know that she needs you more than you need her. That is the power you must embrace. That is the power you must choose. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to reflect and comment below. I choose my self-respect over everything. Share this video with anyone who needs to hear it, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more empowering wisdom. Remember, your peace is priceless, and your presence is a gift. Hey there. Thanks for sticking with me till the end. I hope what you heard today resonated with you. And if it did, don't just keep it to yourself. Remember, your leadership, your edge, your silence, those things matter more than you realize. She needs you, but only if you stay true to who you are. Don't compromise. Stand firm in your purpose. If this hits home for you, drop a comment below with, "I choose purpose." And if you feel this message can make a difference, please support this channel. Your support helps us reach more men who need to hear the truth. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and be part of a movement that refuses to settle. The world needs more men who know their worth and walk in it. Thanks again for being here. Let's keep pushing forward together. 8 signs she's totally into you. Don't say it. Old Stoic Wisdom. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting 2 bodies. Aristotle. Let's face it, fellas. Women don't exactly hand out relationship clarity on a silver platter, do they? In fact, many women are just as unsure of your feelings as you are about theirs. Sometimes, they won't even admit they like you, leaving you second-guessing every interaction. You could be wondering, does she like me, or is she just being friendly? But here's the kicker, women often drop subtle hints, almost like a game of emotional chess. If you pay close attention, you'll find there are signs she's into you, even if she's reluctant to admit it. The reasons for this can vary. Maybe she's unsure about how you feel and fears rejection. Or perhaps there are societal or personal barriers keeping her from expressing her interest. Whatever the reason, there are subtle cues that reveal her true feelings, signs she's hiding, but not completely. So, if you're ready to dive in and decode these signals, stick around. Welcome to Stoicismwin, where we combine timeless wisdom with the art of understanding relationships. Let's begin. 1. She talks to everyone apart from you. You've probably seen it before. She's effortlessly social, laughing, chatting, and exchanging pleasantries with everyone else in the room. Yet, somehow, she doesn't engage with you, at least, not directly. It might leave you feeling like you're invisible, wondering if she's simply not interested, or maybe just shy. But hold on, don't jump to conclusions too quickly. This isn't her ignoring you, it's her testing you, waiting for you to make the move. She's out there, putting on a friendly front, striking up conversations, and making sure everyone knows she's approachable, except you. What's really happening here is that she's doing all of this to encourage you, to give you a signal without outright saying it. She's playing a game of sorts, testing if you can read the signs. She wants you to take action, but she's not going to spoon-feed you the invitation. Instead, she's sending out a message in a way that's almost like saying, I'm talking to everyone else, but now I'm waiting for you to come over and prove that you actually want to talk to me. It's a subtle but powerful display of interest, even though she won't admit it directly. Here's the catch. This is a clear invitation for you to step forward. Look carefully. If she's engaging with everyone around you, her body language and positioning might be giving away more than she realizes. Notice how she subtly angles herself towards you while still chatting with others, or how she lingers in your vicinity. It's not just random, she's making herself available, but in a way that's passive, because at the end of the day, she doesn't want to be the one to put herself out there first. She needs you to take the lead, to show that you're paying attention to her in a way that's different from everyone else. It's as if she's saying, I'm here, I'm approachable, and I'm open to a conversation, but I need you to make that first move. Don't overthink it. If you notice that she's continuously positioning herself in your orbit, even while interacting with others, this is a sure sign that she's waiting for you to approach her. Her friendliness isn't a signal of disinterest. It's her way of showing you that she's open, without directly calling you out or being overtly forward. She's putting the ball in your court, testing if you have the courage to step up. This is where many men get stuck. They wait, assuming she'll eventually come to them or make things easier. But you must understand this. She's not going to do that. That is your moment, right there. You can't afford to sit back and wait for her to come to you. Instead, when you notice her subtly shifting her position towards you, when her body angles just enough to give you the perfect opening, it's time to act. By making that first move, you're doing 2 things. You're demonstrating interest and you're showing confidence, but don't misunderstand her friendliness for an invitation to be passive. That's exactly what she doesn't want. She wants you to show initiative, to prove that you're not just observing from afar, but that you can read her subtle cues and engage. It's an invitation masked in a game of cat and mouse. She's giving you the green light to make your move, but only if you're brave enough to take it. So, the next time you see her chatting with everyone around you, but subtly positioning herself within your sight, Remember this. It's not about waiting for her to break the ice. It's about you recognizing the invitation and stepping up. Don't be the guy who misses the chance. Be the one who picks up on the clues, walks up to her, and starts the conversation. That is how you make her feel noticed, how you show her that you're ready to take the lead. The moment you make that move, you've already won half the battle. So, don't hesitate, take that first step. 2. She always replies to your messages but takes a long time to do so. Don't be fooled by the delay. If she's always online, but her responses take longer than expected, and when she does respond, her messages are full of chatty, playful text with emojis and GIFs. Trust me, she's into you. In fact, this behavior is a silent but loud declaration of interest. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's a bit puzzling, right? It seems like she's interested, but then why the delay? It's a bit of a mind game. Well, let's decode this mystery together. The key here is in her communication style. Despite the lag in replies, she's offering you a window into her feelings, wrapped in fun and laughter. You must understand that she's not ignoring you on purpose. She's deliberately holding back. Why? Because she's trying to balance her emotions and play it cool. She doesn't want to appear too eager. Deep down, she likes you a lot, but she's trying to maintain an air of mystery. The emojis, GIFs, and playful tone are her way of showing affection without openly confessing it. Think of it this way: she's taking the time to craft her message carefully. Instead of replying right away, she's creating a moment, making sure her words reflect just the right amount of interest. It's a subtle dance of attraction, and you have to be patient to see the full picture. This is how some women, especially the more cautious or reserved ones, express their feelings without wearing their hearts on their sleeves. Now, let me break this down for you. The longer response time is a tactic, not a sign of disinterest. This delay is part of her strategy to keep you intrigued. She's creating space for your mind to wander. What's she doing during the pause? Maybe she's overthinking her response. Maybe she's just being coy. But make no mistake, she's thinking about you. She's making sure her text is perfect. And when it finally comes, it's a burst of personality. She wants to impress, entertain, and keep you wanting more. That's right. Even when she's taking her time to reply, she's actively working to keep the connection alive. The emojis, they're not random. They're her way of adding playfulness and warmth to the conversation, sending a subtle signal that she enjoys talking to you. The GIFs, those aren't just for fun. They're her way of creating a vibe, an energy that says I'm interested in you, but I'm also holding back just a little. You must realize that this behavior is a clear sign that she's into you. Women, particularly those who appreciate Stoic wisdom, understand the value of patience. They know that playing it cool can sometimes be more powerful than an immediate emotional reaction. She's controlling her response time to maintain a sense of balance. It's a delicate game, but one that's been played for centuries. Stoic wisdom teaches us to remain composed and not let our emotions dictate our actions. And that's exactly what she's doing. She's maintaining control. So, don't read too much into the time it takes for her to respond. Don't start second-guessing yourself. The truth is, she's making sure that when she replies, it's meaningful and reflects her true feelings. She's not ignoring you. She's taking her time to make her interest clear in a way that's both subtle and sweet. That is the power of patience. My friend, you must stay calm, keep your cool, and not jump to conclusions. The fact that she replies at all, with so much warmth and energy, is a clear sign that you're in her thoughts. The longer response time is simply a sign of her playing the game, not of disinterest. Stay steady, stay aware, and understand that her delay is just another layer of her attraction. She's building anticipation. 3. She doesn't respond when you mention another girl's name. If she doesn't respond when you mention another girl's name, don't be fooled. Her silence, her stern composure, it's not indifference. It's her trying to guard her emotions, trying to hide the truth. When she likes you deeply, but doesn't show it, she will act cool. She won't show any hint of jealousy when you talk about another woman, but inside, there's a storm raging. The real test is how she reacts when you bring up ex-girlfriends or new women. If she's quiet, dismissive, or abruptly changes the subject, that's not apathy, that's emotional protection. She can't bear to hear about other women because she's too invested in you. She's trying to stay composed, but deep down, she wants to scream, "I'm into you, and I can't stand the thought of someone else taking your attention." You must understand that her behavior is rooted in deep desire. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius knew that control over emotions is a sign of strength, but even they acknowledged the intensity of inner feelings. He once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." But in this case, her behavior is not revenge. It's a sign of affection cloaked in silence. Her avoidance isn't rejection. It's the strongest sign she's hiding her vulnerability. She wants to keep her emotions under control, but it's clear she's invested, even though she won't show it. This doesn't mean she's not interested. Far from it. It means she's taking a strategic, stoic approach. She wants to protect herself from hurt, so she hides her feelings. But you can see through it. Pay attention. Notice the subtle body language. The lack of interest in your past relationships is a massive sign. The Stoics believed in the power of self-restraint, and what she's doing is an example of that restraint. She's fighting against the pull of emotions, trying to maintain control. But this control should not be mistaken for indifference. If anything, it's a testament to how much she cares. The key here is to observe, to read the silence. And when you do, you'll see her for what she is invested, passionate, and undeniably attracted to you. Now, let me tell you something else. In today's world, we're often quick to think that silence equals disinterest. That couldn't be further from the truth. The modern world rewards boldness and aggression, but wisdom lies in restraint. You must learn to recognize the difference between disinterest and the strategic silence she's employing. In fact, the more you see her distance, the more you should understand the depth of her feelings. Don't chase her down with your words. Let her come to you when she's ready. Be patient, not passive. Stoics believe that mastering one's emotions leads to true power. And if you can read these signals and act decisively, you are already one step ahead. Don't mistake her avoidance for rejection. It's her way of managing a powerful feeling that she's not yet ready to express. The challenge is not to press her, but to be patient, to master your emotions, and wait for her to show you what she really feels. When you notice this, don't jump to conclusions. Don't rush in with questions or attempts to make her feel comfortable. Be the strong, decisive man she respects. Trust in the process. The Stoic approach here is simple. Recognize the signs. Stay calm. Let her come to you in her own time. That's when you'll know the truth. And that is when you will be in control of the situation, because now you understand the game. You see her for who she truly is. And let's be clear here. This is your victory. Knowing the truth behind her silence, that's power. It's control. You've mastered your emotions. You're not reacting. You're acting. You see what others miss. You've won. 4. She doesn't have a great opinion of your exes. When a woman is truly into you, even though she might not explicitly say it, her actions will reveal her interest in ways that are not always obvious. Take, for instance, the way she talks about your past relationships. You'll notice that she doesn't have a very high opinion of your exes. If the topic ever comes up, she'll jump at the chance to tell you how awful your ex-girlfriends were, and she'll do it without holding back. You're likely to hear stories about how they weren't good enough for you, how they didn't appreciate you, or how they treated you badly. But it's not just about pointing out the flaws in your exes, it's about making you feel better about yourself, validating your decisions, and showing you just how amazing you are. She may tell you, with confidence, that you were absolutely right to leave that one relationship or cut off those people, almost like she's rooting for you to continue making the right choices. And when you start questioning whether or not to pursue a new woman, she's quick to give you logical reasons why that particular lady is simply not the right match for you. She'll have all the facts ready to make her case. She'll subtly point out the flaws, her quirks, or anything else that could make her seem less appealing. Why? Because, in her mind, She's the one who wants to win your heart. It's almost like she's trying to steer you away from potential distractions. Other women, that is. She's showing you, in the only way she knows how, that you deserve better, and more importantly, that you deserve her. What she's really doing is keeping you focused on her, all the while maintaining that aura of mystery, of subtlety, and of not giving everything away too soon. This strategy, in fact, isn't about putting down your past relationships to hurt you. It's about helping you see just how much she cares, even if she won't outright say it. She's indirectly telling you that she believes you are worth more, that you deserve someone who values you in ways that your past partners didn't. And she's doing it in a way that keeps the focus firmly on you and what she thinks you deserve. Make no mistake, this behavior isn't an accident. It's an intentional, carefully crafted way of showing that she's invested in your happiness and future. Keep your eyes open, because when she's doing this, she's trying to make you see her as your better option. In her own way, she's letting you know that she's completely into you, and maybe, just maybe, she's hoping you'll see that before it's too late. 5. She likes your social media posts but never comments. Don't make the mistake of overlooking this subtle yet powerful sign. When she likes your posts but never comments, it's not a coincidence. She's carefully orchestrating her moves. And believe me, this is not a passive act. Let's be real, when a woman likes you, she will stalk you. That's right, she's glued to your social media, scrolling through your pictures, your stories, your posts, every single little detail about you. And while she's doing that, she's imagining how she might react if she actually commented. But here's the twist: she won't. Why? Because she knows that liking a post is a subtle form of flirtation without going too far. In her mind, commenting could be seen as too bold, too forward, too obvious. And for some reason, that's a line she's afraid to cross. You see, she's trying to play it cool. Deep down, she wants you to notice her, but she doesn't want to seem desperate. She doesn't want to put all her cards on the table just yet. Liking your posts is her way of reaching out, just a little tap on the shoulder to let you know she's there. But commenting, that's like waving a big red flag saying, "I'm interested." So, she holds back. Here's the thing, she's testing you. That's right. She's waiting to see how you'll respond. Her consistent likes are her way of opening the door, and now it's up to you to walk through it. You have to be the one to make the next move. She's essentially giving you permission to approach her, but only if you're brave enough to take the leap. Now, here's what you must understand about this behavior. Women, especially those who follow a bit of Old Stoic wisdom, play the long game. They know how to keep their emotions in check, maintain their composure, and wait for the right moment. She's not going to chase you aggressively. Instead, she's testing the waters, waiting for a sign that you're just as interested in her as she is in you. Don't miss the boat. If you see her liking your posts regularly, that's your cue to step up and make your move. Be honest with yourself. Isn't it more exciting when someone doesn't just lay all their cards out in front of you? The chase, the anticipation, the suspense, these are all part of the allure. But here's the problem. If you don't take the bait, she'll move on. She's not going to keep liking your posts forever without some kind of reciprocation. If you don't reach out to her soon, she might just pull back altogether. Be bold. Take that first step. Send her a message or react to one of her stories. Don't just wait and wonder. This is a classic case of Old Stoic wisdom in action. Just like the Stoics believed in maintaining control over emotions and not letting impulses rule behavior, she's holding back her desires. She's giving you a chance to show that you're worth the investment. Don't waste it. That is where the magic lies. Women don't always want to make the first move. They want you to show initiative, to take charge, to prove that you're as interested in her as she is in you. And here's the trick. She's testing how you'll react to her liking your posts. Will you notice? Will you engage? Will you be the one to break the silence? If you don't, you risk her retreating into the background, leaving you wondering what could have been. So, remember this next time you see her liking your pictures but never commenting. Don't overthink it. It's a sign, a signal, a little breadcrumb she's leaving for you. Take the chance to reach out. Reach beyond the likes and dive into something deeper. She's waiting for you to make your move. 6. She looks at you constantly but tries to hide it. She looks at you constantly but tries to hide it. Let's break this down. If she's constantly looking at you, she's into you. This isn't a random glance or a fleeting glance in passing. This is deliberate. She seeks you out with her eyes. And when she realizes that you've caught her, she quickly looks away, almost as if she's trying to cover up her emotions, pretending it never happened. But deep down, she knows you've seen her. The truth is, her actions speak louder than her words. In fact, the eyes are the window to the soul. As the old saying goes, her constant gaze reveals more than any words could. She's interested. She wants to be seen by you. But she's scared. She's not sure how to take the next step. And that's where you come in. You must be the one who leads. In today's world, this can be subtle. The internet, social media, texting, these are all tools where people hide behind screens. But face-to-face, eye contact is still the clearest sign of attraction. She's nervous. And you must read that and take action. Don't make her chase. Don't make her feel like she has to work harder than you. Don't overthink it. Acknowledge the glance. Let her know you see her without making her uncomfortable. But the key here is to not let fear control the situation. Fear of rejection. It's normal. Everyone faces it. But don't let that fear stop you. As the great Stoic philosopher Seneca said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Your ability to read between the lines, to pick up on these signs, will set you apart. She won't always express her feelings with words. She may not say it outright, but make no mistake, every glance, every nervous smile, every time she looks away in a hurry, it's a sign. These are the subtle cues, the way she expresses herself in a world that increasingly values silence over substance. The silence is loud, and if you're paying attention, you'll hear it. Women don't always speak plainly. That's part of the dance. She may be waiting for you to make the first move. The true master knows that action is stronger than words. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. Show her that you understand, that you're not just waiting for her to say it out loud. You're aware, and you will take the lead. The world today might be full of distractions, but these subtle signs are still as true as ever. She won't say it, but she'll show it. And you, as a man of action, must see it and act accordingly. You must have the courage to step forward, to make your move with confidence. When you do, you'll not only understand her signals, you'll be the one who controls the situation. This is your chance to step into the role of the leader, the one who can read the signs and act decisively. 7. Her friends have taken an active interest in you. When her friends suddenly start taking a keen interest in you, don't brush it off as nothing. It's not just harmless curiosity. It's one of the most telling signs that she's secretly into you. Sure, she might not be ready to say it aloud, but don't be fooled, her friends are already aware of what's going on. If she's hiding her feelings from you, rest assured, she's not hiding them from her closest circle. Her friends are like secret agents, and you're the subject of their investigation. You may find yourself receiving a random friend request from someone you've never met before, yet they're a close friend of hers. Or perhaps you notice that her work friends are acting a little differently around you. Maybe they're dropping comments that seem a bit off, or giving you strange looks. These aren't mere coincidences. It's their way of collecting information about you and seeing if you like her back. They may even ask you questions or make vague references to things only you and she would know, all in an attempt to gauge your reaction. Don't dismiss this as just friendly banter. You need to understand something crucial here. Her friends are not just engaging with you out of politeness. They're on a mission. They've been tasked with one thing: to figure out whether or not you feel the same way she does. The fact that they're paying attention to you so closely is a surefire sign that they're already aware of the feelings she might not be ready to fully confront yet. If you've noticed her friends suddenly getting unusually curious about your life, or if they're making small talk that feels a bit too personal, chances are they're trying to gather clues. This isn't accidental, it's deliberate. They're paying close attention to how you respond, what you say, and whether there's any hint of interest on your end. So, when they start acting like they know you a little too well, or bringing up things that make you raise an eyebrow, it's time to take note. Her friends have already pieced things together, and they're looking to see if you're as invested as they suspect. You may think, why are they so involved? But here's the thing. Her friends are her trusted confidants. They've heard her talk about you. They've listened to the subtle hints she's dropped, and they've been watching the way she reacts when your name comes up in conversation. And let's be real, women talk. They talk about everything, including their crushes. So, if her friends are reaching out to you or showing more interest in you than usual, it's a sign that they're already in the know. They're not just trying to be friendly, they're checking you out to see if you're truly a match for her. These friends are the unofficial detectives of the situation. It's like they're running surveillance, observing every small interaction between you two, looking for any sign that confirms what they already suspect, that she's totally into you. They're not going to let her make a move without making sure the coast is clear. They want to know if you're the type of man who's worth all the fuss, and they're gathering all the evidence they can find to back up their hunch. You must pay attention when these moments arise. If you've been sensing a shift in her friend's behaviour, don't ignore it. They're subtly trying to clue you in on something. Don't take their behaviour as random. These aren't idle gestures. These are signals, telling you that her feelings for you are real, even if she's not ready to admit it just yet. These friends are doing the groundwork for her, helping her understand if you're a safe bet. Be aware, because the more they engage with you, the more you can be certain her friends know what she's feeling, and they want to know if you're on the same page. It's like a quiet confirmation that something's brewing beneath the surface. Her feelings may be unspoken, but her friends have decoded the message loud and clear. They're not just being friendly, they're making sure you're as interested in her as she is in you. This is your chance to listen, pay attention, and realize that while she may be hiding her feelings, her friends are ready to spill the truth. 8. She gets nervous or fidgety around you. When she gets nervous or fidgety around you, it's crucial to understand one key truth. It's not discomfort or disinterest. Far from it. This is her way of showing that she's interested, but she doesn't know how to manage or express it. It's a sign of vulnerability, a signal that she's deeply affected by your presence, but she's unsure how to act on these feelings. Watch her closely. The hair twirls, the shifting of her body position, the subtle avoidance of eye contact. All of these are the body's way of giving away what her words cannot. What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do, said Ralph Waldo Emerson. And that fear she's feeling is her own internal struggle with her emotions. She's conflicted between her desire to connect with you and her uncertainty about how to do so. You must understand this moment for what it is, a window of opportunity. Her nervous energy isn't a sign of weakness. It's proof that she's drawn to you. But she's not sure how to move forward. This is the kind of energy you should recognize as an opportunity to lead, to guide the interaction in a way that feels natural and confident. When a woman acts nervous around you, she's not just trying to hide her feelings. She's trying to hide the intensity of those feelings. She's unsure if you'll reciprocate, unsure if she's reading you right. It's a powerful inner conflict, one that manifests itself in those small, fidgety gestures. This nervousness is her mind wrestling with her emotions, trying to sort out what to do next. It's up to you, the man who understands the true dynamics of human attraction, to make sense of it. Don't mistake her nervousness for rejection. It's far from it. Her behaviour is a powerful clue that she's emotionally invested, but she doesn't know how to act on that investment. This is where your experience and clarity come into play. You have to act with confidence, recognize the signals for what they are. He who is not a good servant will not be a good master, said Plato. By acknowledging her nervous energy and guiding the situation with strength and purpose, you can take control of the moment. She is looking for someone to show her the way. The woman who fidgets or avoids your gaze is waiting for you to lead her into a place where both of you can feel comfortable with the connection. This is your opportunity to step forward with calm assurance, to break the tension she's feeling, and to show her that you're in control, not of her, but of the situation. You must know that her fidgeting is not a signal to retreat, but a call to action. It's an invitation to deepen the connection. She's already intrigued by you, but she's testing the waters, unsure if you feel the same way. Your task is clear, be decisive. Do not wait to strike till the iron is hot, but make it hot by striking, said William Butler Yeats. It's not about waiting for her to make the first move. She's already made it. Her nervousness is a sign of her interest, her desire to connect, and her hesitation all rolled into one. Now it's your turn. You must not waste this moment. You must lead her through this uncertainty. When she avoids eye contact, it's not because she's not interested, it's because she's too aware of how much she likes you. When she plays with her hair or shifts her position, she's trying to hide the vulnerability she feels in your presence. But you, with your deep understanding of these signals, should use this to your advantage. Don't ignore it. Don't let fear or uncertainty cloud your judgment. Step forward with the confidence and assurance that comes from knowing how to handle this situation. In modern life, we're all used to a world where signals can get lost in the noise. People often hesitate, unsure of how to express their true feelings, especially in relationships where stakes feel high. But when a woman acts nervous around you, it's a sign that the connection is already there. She just doesn't know how to bridge the gap. This is where you must show your true strength. You have to be the one to close that distance. The only way to do great work is to love what you do, said Steve Jobs. In relationships, the same applies. You must be willing to engage, to take that first step, to show her that you're not afraid to lead when the path ahead seems unclear. When you notice that nervousness, don't hesitate. Don't shy away. Instead, recognize it for what it is, a powerful indication that she's into you, but she's uncertain. You must be the one to make her feel at ease, to assure her that her feelings are welcome and reciprocated. This is your chance to master the moment. When a woman acts nervous around you, it's a sign that you have power. Don't squander it. Be bold. Lead with confidence. Don't wait for her to show you the way. Take the reins and guide her to a place where you both can feel the connection you're both craving. Your understanding, your clarity, your decisiveness are what will turn this nervous energy into something far greater, an undeniable bond. Don't let this moment slip by. We've reached the end of the video, and I really hope you have enjoyed what you watched today. If you did, let me know down in the comments. If you didn't, also let me know. I guess that's okay. But here's the thing. When it comes to relationships, actions speak louder than words. If you notice these signs that she's into you, even if she's not saying it outright, trust your instincts, be patient, and let things unfold naturally. Communication and understanding go a long way. And sometimes, just being there is enough. Until the next time, click on these images around my head because there'll be some more videos you can binge. And I will see you in the next video. This is Stoicism Win, and you have been amazing. Like and subscribe. Bye.